everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to take a set of towels and pot holders and oven mitts and embellish them to make them your own. So this particular set that I have here all came in one package from Walmart. Now I bought this a while back. I don't know if they still have it, but I often see these sets, and I'm sure you can get sets in other stores. So here is an oven mitt, and all I did was cut a circle with a flower out and attached it here. Now on oven mitts, you can't use traditional sewing machine stitches to stitch this on. You would have to do it by hand, and this is a blanket stitch that I used. All of the others are all things you can do on your sewing machine. On this pot holder, I did the same round one. Now these are real basic and simple, very beginner. This one is a flower with leaves. This is a towel with a flower that I cut out of large print fabric and drew a stem. And on this one, it's a heart, two heart shapes that I cut out, and the one in the middle has a flower on it. If you don't know what I mean by large print fabric, this is what I mean. So these has very large circular flowers. And then this one has small and larger flowers on it. And these two are also a little smaller. And then these are great big giant flowers. I use templates that I bought from Joann Fabrics and Crafts. They're made by June Taylor. Now you can also get them on Amazon and Etsy.com. These are circles, and in the package there's about 5 different circles. They start from maybe like 1 inch in diameter on up. Here's an example of a flower one. They also have different sizes in the package. And this is heart shapes on there. Also, they have different sizes in the package. Now on a smaller flower, if you wanted to use a flower in the center. Now this flower is a little big, but what you would do is you'd take the larger flower template and lay it over. Here's the circle. If you want to just do a circle, you can. And then of course, a heart. Another way to do it is to cut the exact shape of the flower. You can cut out leaves and use those also. Here is the pretty side of my fabric. I'm going to turn it over, and on the back side I'll lay whatever template I want to use and then trace around it with a pen or pencil. Now you want to take fabric for the back, and I'm just using plain fabric, but you can use the same fabric that you have on the front. You can also put it on the back if you want. So take that piece of fabric for the back, and in the center here, cut a hole in it. Then take your fabric for the front and lay it on top. Then make sure you go ahead and place pins around the edges. Then go ahead and stitch on all of your drawn lines. Stitch right on top. Then go ahead and cut about anywhere from 1/8 of an inch out to 1/4 of an inch all the way around. Now press the heart flat to relax those stitches. Then you're going to take your scissors and do little clips pretty much around the entire heart wherever there is a curved edge. So you want to continue going all the way around. Then up here in this little dip right here where it goes right into a point, you want to go right in and snip as close as possible without cutting through your stitches. Now turn it over, and that hole you had in there, you want to cut it a little bit longer so that you can turn this front side out. So go ahead and turn it front side out. Now you may need some help getting this point to come out. I would go ahead and take something like this, not sharp, don't use scissors because that might cut through your fabric, and just go in there and poke it out as much as possible. Then you want to go to your ironing board and then press the heart flat. On your pot holders, they're so thick that you don't need to worry about putting any tearaway stabilizer on the back side to keep the fabric from bunching up and stretching. You can just place your applique piece on top, center it where you want it, and pin it down and do your applique stitches. And I'll show you your stitches in a moment. On your towels, it's a different thing. You want to make sure your towel is unfolded all the way out so that it's not bunched up. And then you would have to put tearaway stabilizer underneath it. So there's two different types that you could use. This is the tearaway stabilizer. You can get it at Joann Fabrics and Crafts, you can get it on Etsy.com, and you can get it on Amazon. What I normally use, I do use this, but what I normally use on a lot of my projects is this thin paper. It comes on large rolls. You can buy it at a hardware store in the paint section. I bought mine at Home Depot. So what you would do is you would take this, place it behind your applique project, and of course you want to make sure it's covering the whole applique. Then place a few pins around to hold everything together. Then you would do your applique stitches. Now, here are some samples of applique stitches on my machine. You may have one or more of these. All machines are made a little differently. If you have a machine that's an older machine, it only has a zigzag stitch, you can still do this. You can take your zigzag stitch, shorten the length so it would look like this. If you wanted it wider, then you could widen the length also. And if you want to do some fancier stitches, you can also use these applique stitches. If you don't like any of those suggestions for stitching it on, you can always do a straight stitch real close to the edge all the way around. If you're going to do some applique stitches that are the really pretty ones, I recommend you get an open toe presser foot. If you don't have one, they usually don't come with your sewing machine. It's usually an add-on. You can go to Sewing Machine Parts online, enter the make and model of your machine, and options will show up. This is a plastic one. It's not very expensive. You can also sometimes find them in metal, which I prefer. So what you would do is you would take this open toe presser foot and center the presser foot right on, there's usually a line on your presser feet that's on the center of the presser foot. Keep it right on the edge of your applique and stitch down to your corner or whatever you're doing. If it's coming to a corner, just leave your needle down, lift the presser foot up, turn, and then continue stitching. When you're done with whatever stitch you decided to use, you just go ahead and tear this paper or stabilizer off of the back side. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that you learned something new. This is just one way to do applique piecing onto other projects. There's another way you can use fusible web to actually glue it on to your fabric and then stitch the edges down. So I'm going to have links below your YouTube screen on how to do that. I'll also have a playlist link that will take you to my other decorative towels, and you will see how to finish the bottom edges off. You can either keep it plain like this one is, or you can get fancier and do prairie points on the bottom. I have many different styles and designs, so make sure you take a moment to browse through that list. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and make sure you check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl, this is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.